Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another tarot pick a card reading. In today's reading, this is another sample reading from one of the private readings that I offer on my website. We are going to be diving into your love and relationships. So specifically in this reading, it's general overview of how you show up in love connections. And this is also going to show a little bit of your person and maybe what they have going on, how the dynamic kind of unfolds, what role you play, and what is trying to be accomplished out of this. Now, also we will dive into, their thoughts and feelings about you, your thoughts and feelings about them, and just like I said, a real general overlay so you have clarity on the whole relationship for everything that it is, whether it is the good, the bad, the ugly, but mainly it's all of it. So we are going to get into that. That being said though, make sure you get yourself into a receptive mode, and if you need to know how to do that, as always, I have a video link down below on how to pick a card using your intuition. Once you are set, we have our group 1, group 2, and group 3. Timestamps will be provided below. I'll see you at your time. Hey pile 1, so we're going to get started with your tarot pick a card reading today, all about your love and relationships right now. So this is going to highlight, like if you don't have a specific person in mind, this is going to highlight opposite energies in general in your life right now. But obviously we do have a person in mind. This will kind of lean into that relationship specifically. So you are showing up in the archetype of mediator to get us started. Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Also negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. And then their energy, the opposing energy, I should say, is coming out as detective, light attributes, great power for observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Shadow attributes is voyeurism, falsifying information. Alrighty, and then our main energies on their side is patience. In just a few more months, good things come to those who wait for it. And then your energy is coming out as commitment, things are getting serious. And then we have 5th house. So this is funny because your connecting energy is that of dating. So both of you guys are obviously in a dating energy right now, which is all about being led by your passions, your heartfelt passions, aka things that make you feel good. So that being said, I feel like both of you guys were brought into this situation to recognize what your passions are, where they are, who they are, what they might look like. It's personifying this inner feeling is what is happening right now. So it's funny that this person's coming out as detective in patience with the dating energy, because I feel like this person is really scoping out their interests right now, or like scoping out people. And I say people because with dating energy, this is not committed energy just yet here. And patience coming out, it shows like this person's not really ready to commit. They're not in a place where they are ready to like settle down or tie themselves down to anything. I feel like this person, with the falsifying information here, I feel like has recently gone through a situation that I don't know. I feel like this person has been given information that they are trying their best to sieve through, but maybe this person is feeling a little bit out of touch. It's kind of funny because with the book here, and like the person is looking through a hole in the book, and it makes me think of like, the book itself is knowledge. The book itself is information, but maybe that information was given to them and they're trying to read between the lines. But somehow I feel like they're seeing through the information that is given to them, if that makes sense. Like maybe the things that are being spoken about, there's something here about them waiting for, not like the other shoe to drop, but like there to be a negative to that information. So that is a side note on them. You coming out with commitment though, a mediator, as it is funny because the whole like negotiating things with the ulterior motive, I feel like you are in the position where you are wanting commitment. That is your ulterior motive. And maybe this relationship has really brought that out of you. Maybe you were in a non-committal phase for a long time, or just kind of really didn't see yourself with anybody in particular. But maybe this kind of cleared some things up where you're like, oh, I know more of what I'm looking for now. And I think that's the goal of all of this. Like I said, heartfelt passion connecting both of you guys. It's like you're learning a lot about what that feels like. And like I said, the personification of that feeling, what that creates. There could be some partying going on right now. Maybe there's partying situations where they can learn more about you, whether they're partying with people that you know and they're just telling you. I'm kind of seeing that here with these two people faced away. So there could be somebody that is in connection with you that can give information back to this person or something like that. Like you guys have common ties, common threads. I don't know. It's funny. Fifth house is also like love affairs thing. So the fact that you're kind of coming out here, it's like you're somewhat mirroring their energy for the long haul, because this person with patience and commitment, those have similar tones of like time. So I feel like you both actually handle relational things like this with, you know, really respecting the time and the growth that it takes, or in the growth that is delivered through time, I guess. So there's something here where that is also a common theme. Let's pull more cards though to see a little bit more of what this dynamic looks like playing out. I'm the queen of dropping cards, man. Okay, I'm gonna put these up a little. Oop. Okay, 9 of Swords. I'm gonna pull 3 for them and 3 for you with a different deck. The Lovers. Interesting. Oop. And the Knight of Cups. Not bad. Back of the deck is the Knight of Wands. And then let me grab a deck for you. Using my Goddess of Love tarot deck. Ooh. We have Balance. Crone of Wands. We have Lust and also the Two of Pentacles. And then back of your deck is the World. Okay, I gotta wiggle these in together a little bit. Okay. So it was funny because I feel like this person is really stressed out by the information that they're given. You know, I feel like this person, like I said, like maybe they are coming out of something that really has them on guard, where they like don't necessarily, they don't feel like they have all the pieces to the puzzle, if that makes sense. So they're trying to put things together, but it's like there's something missing. And maybe it's because, like I said, this person is coming from something and they realized that what they thought was true was not true. So it poked holes in their theories of what they knew as fact. So now that they're going through this new phase of like, I want to say delivering principles. And it's kind of interesting that I say that because the connecting energy here with Balance and Knight of Cups is very delivering principles kind of energy. So I feel like this person is trying to like really align and stand in what they know to be true, but like something about that truth is weird. It's changing. Maybe this person has some hangups with where they should be coming from, because it seems like they have choices in this dating world. It seems like they know that they can kind of do whatever. I think this person is a little bit cocky right now, and maybe that's part of the problem. Is it's like, I don't know. It makes me think of like when I was watching this TikTok this other day. It said like how women start from like 100% with a guy. Like if she's giving a guy a chance, it's because she does see something there, whereas a guy starts at 0 and like works his way up to it. So like this person, I'm assuming, is the male energy in this context, because they are coming up as looking for information. It's almost like looking for something. It's like building a resume almost. Like they're looking at like your portfolio kind of vibes. And it's very interesting because I feel like this naturally makes this person like this person's a naturally hung up type person. So their frivolousness that they're kind of like trying to figure out right now, I guess, is like really haunting them, and like not, it's like a hang up. They feel really hung up on the fact that they are normally someone that gets hung up. Weird. So I feel like it's funny because we have the Balance over here, Crone of Wands, Lust, Two of Pentacles. You're really like balancing out this part of you that is like manipulative, I want to say, when it comes to commitment. I feel like that is often how you've gotten people to commit in the past, is by like moving around in certain ways that like you realize were goal oriented now. And it's not necessarily like negative, you know, this isn't negative, but there is some type of source behind it that I feel like you are really starting to wrestle with a little bit and understand, like, okay, I need to like restrain myself from being too pushy about getting what I want. Because this person, like I said, is like, they're looking for bad things right now. So like you maybe came out to them in a sort of way, like you showed your energy in a sort of way that made them feel, like I said, there was like an ulterior motive here. And like that helped you become aware of that ulterior motive. It's not like super like status gain oriented, but there is a theme there of that, of like getting somewhere. And that was maybe your main goal, is like you wanted to feel like you were getting somewhere. But it almost feels like you have your own kind of trap, I feel like. Crown of Swords, 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. There's certain things you're learning that like that's what you're supposed to do to engage a situation. There's other things you're learning are like, that's too much to do. Like, that's not what my story is. This is really interesting energy, guys, because I do feel like this person is highly considering you. But there's a hang up. There is a hang up here. Let me see. How do I want to kind of determine this hang up? I guess I'm just going to pull more tarot cards. I'm going to put this one down here. What is their hang up? So this person's kind of in their head where they like can picture a lot of different things. Yeah. They see a lot of different outcomes right now. This person's in like kind of a new phase, but like it's overwhelming to know that you have all these different routes that you could take. And they all imply something different. And I think that's why the patience is necessary here. This person's wise enough to realize that is, yeah, that's funny. This person's wise enough to realize that they should go slow about this. So I feel like maybe this person is caught up in another fantasy right now, maybe with another person or like a different way of being, but that's them following their like happiness with a variety pack. You know, this person likes the options. They like to feel like they're not tunnel vision on one thing, even though that's their natural state of being. They like to feel like there is this openness, because that makes them feel like they can use their discerning like abilities for better purposes. Like this person's really trying to get out of whatever situation they're in right now, this dating phase that they're in right now, on top, and they want to feel like they're making the right choice. So they're gonna keep kind of going in that route, or that fashion of like success and an endearment. Honestly, like this person wants to do right by themselves and their heart right now, and maybe that is kind of taking loose chances, you know, like things where it's like, I wanted to try this, I'm gonna try it, I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Like they realize that there's not a huge choice to be made just yet, but they are getting hung up on the fact that there is so many options. Because like I said, maybe this person has been used to like maybe one route forward for a long time. Now, how are they feeling about you? Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Death, Queen of Swords. Okay, there's something about you that I think really scares this person. Like maybe they had offered you a little bit, and it's like the universe, like for some reason with your energy, you have a lot of major arcanas over here, and this person's major arcana, the only one that they have is the Lovers. So it's like this person is on the choice of like, what journey do I take? Do I go down this route? Do I go down this route? Because everything kind of looks a little different, and this person, you know, like can see that and is kind of playing with that and has a little struggle with that, because they like the differences in everything. This, like I said, this person likes a variety pack. So Versus you, on the other hand, I feel like right away, they knew they had to they knew that they needed to do something here. Like, they knew that they needed to kind of put the foot in the water, or like tap in. Like, this is somebody that realizes that there was a reason to connect with you, and there is a reason to connect with you, but they don't really know what exactly that was, whatever. Because you have such a strong major arcana energy, the universe is intervening in this in a lot of ways. With the Hierophant and death, I feel like there is certain beliefs, maybe just, I don't know, like the way you think with the Queen of Swords as well, like they are very scared of that, and they find that to be intimidating because it holds a lot of power, and it maybe makes them look at things from a different manner. And I feel like you're like a connector in the sense that you see other sides to things and meet people that like, I feel like they are very set in their ways. And like I said, like they could be very fixed sign energy, but they are like the kind of person that like they know exactly what they like and what they like to be around. And so this is somebody that has a very set algorithm in that sense of like they only see what they want to see. Versus you are not like that. You almost seek out to see what you don't understand and what you don't get. Like you seek that out, and you want to understand because you want to see the other side, and you want to have a more well-rounded spectrum of like observation and like applicability and stuff like that. Like you want to get other people and other things and whatnot. Like there's something here where there's strength to your energy in that regard, because to understand, it makes me think of like the 8th house of Scorpio energy. Like if we're thinking of derivative astrology as Gemini, which is this curiosity, and that being in the 8th house of Scorpio energy, if we're talking about kind of deriving where that power for Scorpio comes, it comes from this power of observation of differences and looking at the other person's resources as a gold mine, essentially, and as something to be curious about. And I feel like that is somewhere that you are at and that you really consider in relationships, and this person notices that about you and is scared by it because they're not like that. They're not somebody that really feels confident. I mean, they're a knight through and through, you know what I mean? Like they will charge into battle, but it doesn't mean that they have the plan. They don't have the itinerary. They're not the one that calls the shots, and you are someone that calls the shots. So it's like not repelling necessarily, but it is repelling in some ways. That's why they kind of seek out these other options, because they're like, okay, this one's a little tough cookie kind of situation. Yeah. Wow. 2 of Cups. Yeah, I don't think this person knows what they would have with you. And I think that's what's confusing. Like they see a connection with you right away, but maybe socially there's some conflict there. There's definitely conflict when it comes to you with the other people involved. So maybe there is just this, I don't know, there's someone here that like might be objectifying you. And I'm not necessarily saying it be this person, because this person is, you know, who they are. And like I said, they're really trying to stay true to that. But for some reason, you know, 5th house is drama. And with the 5 of Swords coming out here for how they're viewing and feeling about you, it does feel like they notice that there is conflict surrounding being with you. And really like connecting with you one-on-one. Let's get some messages here, guys. What's the vibe from this person? Okay. We have they lied. That's interesting. Keeping distance on purpose. What's that fear coming in? They will take action towards you. I do see that. They know better now. Reconciliation. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this person, like I said, there was some drama around this, and I feel like maybe they lied to it feels like they lied to other people about this situation, because they seem like on a solo level to be thinking a lot about it and to be reflecting on it in a negative way, where they were like, oh, you know what, I like didn't not like I guess like I didn't handle that well, or I wasn't in like, I wasn't seeing things right. Like there's something there. Let me, let's pull one of these cards. You have fire sign. Yeah, like I said, there's this ego involved. Health. Water sign. Okay, and earth sign on the back of the deck. Wow, okay, so I feel like this person is trying to get to know themselves better, and in that pursuit, they like kind of let themselves embrace whatever they're feeling. And maybe like when this person started to become fearful of you because of what you represented in terms of commitment and knowledge and like kind of just pride in what you do. I mean, there's something about you that is very like not pushy, yet for some reason there's a strength behind it that like pushes the curiosity out of people. And I feel like, again, this is what you guys kind of came together to do, is like burn that fire. And both of you guys are very intellectually driven, where you want to know and understand more, but just from different spaces. And I feel like this person almost needed a moment where they like express their frustration with like trying to understand you, and maybe how it was not benefiting their health in some ways. Like I feel like that's their keeping distance on purpose here, is like this person realized that like they were getting kind of emotionally involved or confused or just emotionally flooded in a lot of ways, that they like maybe know better now was not necessarily like the right way to go about it. And I think they handled it with you in a way that like maybe like you still felt like it was graceful. So it's, but they lied is coming up as like a big thing here, where maybe they just really weren't giving you the full truth of like your power and what you know, because sometimes when someone shines that brightly and you're not in that shiny energy, which I don't feel like this person is right now, even though like a lot of people want them, that it's almost like a darker like want, because there's mystery there. Whereas you are shiny in this way that like this person is like, wow, I don't get that and I want that. And it's very confusing to this person in the sense of like trying to come to terms with that and what that energy means for someone like them. And I say someone like them because like they see themselves in a very particular way. You know, they find themselves to be very healthily masculine and have a lot of drives and ambitions, and you know, go after things and kind of do what they feel like on baseline is expected of them. But the emotionality of it all is kind of what doesn't fuel them. You know, it's like at the end of the day, their choices are like not logically decided, and they're not supposed to be logically decided. And this person is realizing that like they kind of let their logic override this intuition that they have about things and about you and about people in general. So let's pull some final cards here. Capricorn, Sagittarius, opposition. Yeah, I feel like this person is, like I said, really at odds with like this feeling of like what they know and the route that they've always been and like what they could do, you know. And like you show up in a way that's very opposing to their energy. It challenges their energy and it gives them a reason to reconsider how they've connected with other people. And like I think that's a really good thing to offer someone. But like again, this person's variety pack looks different than how you would put a variety pack together. So you might say, oh, well, like opposites attract, whatever. Well, this person is afraid of opposites. So it's like they want complementary colors or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. This person seems to be re-envisioning things. I kind of want to see what's going to happen in the future here, though, because it shows a tide is, you know, changing or whatever, but it's kind of unclear where things are going. Yeah, career. Hat, you will be playing a different role. Older man in June. One more. Key. Successful outcome to your problems. So again, there's a lot of career energy tied to this. And like I said, like a Saturn kind of tint. So this could be very relationship oriented or work oriented, in the sense of like maybe work does get involved. Maybe this person does have a very like manly man job or something like that. So for someone that comes in so like equalizing to that sort of power, like it's challenging to them. But I feel like for some reason this person is maturing and going to come to terms with something really big about you, that could potentially fuel something better. And I feel like, yeah, with You'll Be Shown the Way too, and Tankard, Celebration, Fun, and Enjoyment, I feel like this person is going to accidentally have fun with you and accidentally enjoy this other side of things that you very graciously kind of fight to be seen and appreciated accordingly. And I feel like this is actually going to earn you a lot of respect from this person, because they realize that they were kind of the one that, not lie, I mean, lied is a harsh way to put it, but I feel like this person just kind of like didn't observe the full picture, and the things that they said or did kind of reflected this lack of like understanding of their own heart and like their own passions and whatnot, and like what they actually kind of wanted from them. Because this person, I feel like, like I said, they're in drama, they're in regards to you. I don't think it's you that caused the drama though. If anything, I feel like maybe it's this person missing their shot with you, or like not taking their shot with you, that is like kind of funny and like causing conflict in their lives for some reason. They're going to kind of feel that reflection, you know, where it's like, this person or these people are like treating me different because I didn't go after this person. Which is, like I said, you have like secret alliances here, people that are like kind of chirping in this person's ear for you. And, you know, while things aren't working out right now, I feel like they're kind of feeding a really like, I don't know, like it's like they're feeding this person's hung up energy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it makes me think of like where if you meet someone and then things fizzle out and then it doesn't go anywhere, but then like you keep hearing about them over and over and over and over and over again, and you're like, why do I keep hearing about this person? So there's something about the universe almost like thwarting this person back in your path, for you to really reap the power that they were withholding from you. Like they didn't want you to be feeling all prideful about the fact that you kind of scared them, because they almost know that that was what you want. Like you like feeling powerful and you like feeling like you're smarter than people. So the fact that you actually gave them that impression is like, oh shit. But I feel like you're taking this kind of to heart, I should say. But notice your own kind of change here, like your own maturity, your own growth, your own like power, really, because that's what's being denied being talked about from this person right now. And there's a reason, because they're afraid to, you know, it's like telling the most beautiful person in the room that they're the most beautiful person in the room. It's like, why am I going to give them that power? Like, that's kind of what I'm feeling that person feels for you. So interesting dynamic, my guys. But that being said, I hope this message resonated and gave you some clarity. And if it did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more intuitively channeled messages like this. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, which can just be kind of just like this, or I have tons of other different options that you can choose from, check out my link below to my website. Also check out my other YouTube videos, my Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz. So that being said though, I will see you guys in a later video. Peace. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another tarot pick a card reading. In today's reading, we are doing a love and relationship overview. So whether you have a person in mind or not, we will have your energy over here and opposing energy over here and connecting energies. And we'll just dive real on deep into it. So you are first coming out as the poet. Expresses soul insights in symbolic language, turns a lyric gift into negative or destructive effect. And then we have their energy coming out as the advocate, inspires you to put compassion into action. And then we have embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Your main connecting energy is Chiron, which is healing. And then your energy is, yes, luck is on your side. And then we have gambling, problems with addiction or gambling, bad finances. Okay, so this is really fun. I love this, actually, because I feel like you guys are healing each other on very interesting levels. With yes coming out on your side with poet as well, I feel like whatever you're trying to manifest in this situation is happening. Maybe it's not happening the way that you think it should, but there's something about poet energy that makes me feel like you are able to see the serendipity of it all, the differences of it all. Like everything is coming together in a way that you're like able to appreciate as the poet. With poet energy, that is a very like understanding energy as it relates to like what the universe is kind of trying to show you. And also being able to communicate that. And with Chiron being your healing energy and then coming out as advocate, I feel like you are helping them advocate for themselves, which is very healing to them. With bad finances and gambling, this almost makes me think that this person is really trying to take a chance on themselves and advocate for themselves, advocate for this part of themselves that like deserves to be a winner, is what I want to say. And with bad finances, I feel like this person is in a state where maybe they have low self-esteem, low self-worth, just don't feel like things are really working out great for them, but you are showing them the way in a sense. And you're not greedy about it too, which is really nice. I feel like this person's used to greedy people, or maybe themselves, they used to be pretty greedy and now they're at a space where it's not greediness anymore. It's like they want true foundation. They want a true stance where they feel nurtured and like they can be seen for their good qualities, because I feel like this person has, you know, in the past committed to things for personal gain, as it says here, and, you know, took chances on things that actually really just kind of validated this negative feeling they had about themselves. And not that they really saw it like that, you know, obviously sometimes when we make bad choices that reflect negative self-worth, it's not that obvious like right away, but it's after the fact, the wounds that creates, it's very obvious at that point. And I feel like you are someone that like sees these wounds in this person as something very beautiful and kind of mesmerizing. And like, you know, maybe there is a part of you that is like addicted to the poison or likes to see people that are broken as, you know, opportunities for you to express your love in certain ways, because you guys are both very compassionate souls. Theirs has just come out with a lot more greed in mind and almost like commitment to the wrong causes. And like you, in a similar way, like I said, you may have, you know, been Mrs. Fix It Up and like just wanted to help everybody out and kind of lead the way for people that didn't deserve that kind of love and appreciation, you know. And I say didn't deserve it because maybe they truly didn't deserve it. Like they truly weren't in a good space, and they could have, you know, gave you doubts about yourself and made you feel like you had to question the sensitivity that you had. So you finding someone that is in a spot that can appreciate it, that's a big step for you. That feels good for you, and it feels good for both of you, honestly. There's no questions here in that regard of like, is this helping, I want to say. So let's see what's going on with their energy as it relates to this connection. Yeah, this person's getting their cups full. That's good. They're starting to feel good about themselves. Yeah, King of Swords. I heard they're keeping a lid on it though. Three of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Nine of Wands. Saw Temperance there too. And let's look at your energy with this deck. Whoa. It just flew out, but it was 3 cards, so that's nice. We have 6 of Wands, Temperance, and the 10 of Wands. And your back of the deck is the Void, which is the Fool. You know, I feel like, again, like there's this part of you that like is always expelling energy. Like you have so much to give. You have so much to give. And it's like just constantly pouring out of you this desire to be victorious. And it's funny because I have been caught on the word Valor lately, and it's very much sticking out here with this sense of like courage and being, you know, courage looks different and for a lot of different people. And sometimes courage can be walking right into a disastrous situation and being the person to kind of put out the fire, or, you know, tend to the afterburn, essentially. Like, there's something here where you are very much okay with being in chaos and like comfortable in distress and able to work with that. And I feel like this is very comforting to this person, because you know, they feel like they've been seen as a problem in a lot of different ways, and not necessarily in disabling ways, because I feel like this person has been enabled a lot. You know, it's like bad boy, bad girl type energy, where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just so risque kind of thing. Like, this person like has kind of seen and done a lot, and you know, they feel at times like that has really served a good purpose in their life, but other times they're like, I just, you know, it's just another thing. It's just another thing that I've done. And they don't feel much accomplishment from that. And it's not until you kind of stepped in and showed them and like advocated for like this groundwork, essentially, that they actually really like could see the foundation of all of it. And it's funny that they have Temperance here too, because you with Temperance, with also the Void, you see this as a new beginning. Like, you see the renewal of like distressful situations, and where you have to kind of take into account just higher faith is what it kind of boils down to, you know. And I feel like this person has not necessarily had the best experience with that, so you are very you're very like addicting in that essence of like, wow, like they are forming their own rite of passage. That's really cool. Like, this person really admires that about you and sees that as being a very good trait. And I feel like you're not trying to fix things anymore as much as you're just trying to, you know, do your little thing, your little nurturing thing, you know, where you walk in and you give what you give, and you help where you help, and you know, apply cream as needed is kind of what I'm feeling here. Like, there's something here where you're just kind of like, you're not rushing anything, you know, you're not pushing for healing to be done. You're just kind of sitting through the chaos of it all and the aftermath of it all, and really just rocking with it. Honestly, I think this person has gives a lot of props to you for how well you just go with it. And I feel like that's why they feel very okay with just like working with you, because this person like is sometimes greedy, like I said, and they don't necessarily want to work with people because they don't want other people to share their gains. But you're not trying to take, like, you already have too much, you know what I mean? So it's like you're not trying to take. This person really likes that about you. Okay. What do I want to pull? See, like, the progression of this energy. Honestly, this one's a lot more cut and dry. It's not super complicated right now. So I'm curious to see. Happiness. Yeah, you guys are temporary situation. Stop myself before I say too much. Bridge, successfully overcoming problem. Work, achievement, success, and then vacation. Okay, yeah. There is like an undeniable not, is sanctuary the right word? I don't know. Like, a sanctuary that you guys find within each other that really like opens up a lot of good fortunes. You know, I feel like there is this temporary situation of like, I mean, if we think of like a tent, you know, it's not foundationally or structurally like secured to last forever, but it is holding up. And I feel like right now that's like what you're showing them is like, you're like, here's a little bit of happiness, and they're like, oh, this is nice. Okay, like this makes me like feel good, whatever. And they're realizing the support that you're kind of like offering them, even though it's not like expectational. You're not like, you're just like, sure, here you go. There's something about that they're like, wow, that like really makes me feel good. Like, this person's not like, okay, it's gonna cost you, you know. It's like you're making this person feel like they have some kind of pretty privilege in a way or something like that, you know, where it's like, wow, we're getting somewhere. And I feel like alternatively you make this, or well, I feel like alternatively this person makes you feel very like I want to say vindicated, and I want to say that because I think you have gone through the fire a lot. Like, you've gone through in flames and got burnt so many times by the way that you've tried to help a situation. So the fact that your higher minded outlook on things is actually being appreciated, like, this feels like bliss to you. It feels like I said, you're finally on the right path, and the things that you were once like afraid of is not being successful or like sound. It's like you're able to sort of see where you can make a better arrangement for those things. Like, you're able to feel, like I said, it's just vindicated. Vindicated is a big thing here. It's maybe there's because you've had a lot of people that it felt like were working kind of behind your back in terms of like respect for you and appreciation for you. You might find that there's some people that are not, like, they can be kind of two-faced, you know. It makes me think of like a younger girl type energy, and it doesn't actually have to be a younger girl, but it's like the sense of like an immature feminine where they can be very two-faced, like I said, and like, just, you know, oh my god, it makes me think of Mean Girls, where she's like, oh my god, I love your bracelet, where did you get it? And then she's like, oh, it's blah 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 blah, and she was like, that is the ugliest whatever ever. It was actually a skirt when she said that, but anyways, this is like that vibe though of like, maybe you've constantly dealt with people that like were only giving you like praise when they realized that it would benefit them, and it was manipulative and whatnot. But now it's like this person is coming in being very appreciative of the kindness that you offer, and they're able to see a little bit more clearly what it is that, you know, people like you do have to offer. Because I feel like this person in the past could have been someone like the people that you've dealt with in the past, but it's finally coming back and hitting them, the power of those kinds of people. And maybe it's because they've been neglected from people like you. Like I said, this person's kind of been misled in a lot of different areas in life that they realize now was not as supportive as kind of this freeness to like understand their downfalls, if that makes sense, that you offer. Like, and it's not like you're sitting there highlighting them with like a highlighter being like, oh, this is where you effed up, you know. Like, there's something about you that's very like calm about it, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, if that's what you thought was the right way, I guess that's what you can do. But it's like you put a pin in it, you know. You're like, okay, I guess we'll loop back to that when it blows up in your face. But like, you're still just like, whatever, you know. You're not inhibiting. And I feel like this is a very big quality about you that like you just felt like was undermined for so long. So this is very nice for you to be experiencing, I would say, with this person. There is a lot of calm in this relationship compared to other issues that seem to be surrounding you guys with other people. But I feel like when you guys are together, it's like you're in your own little world, and like, especially you, like, you're definitely more in your own little world about it. You're just like one track, like, yep, we're gonna make this thing work. And they're over here more so like able to apply the things that you've taught them in other relationships too. So it's getting to be even more helpful in their life. Sort of like bridging the gap, I would say, between things that they couldn't get, you know, like pinned to the ground essentially. And like I said, like, you're a put a pin in it kind of person, so you're always trying to loop things back around. So it's like they're able to feel more longevity, and like they're able to see plans and certain ambitions follow through that they previously felt very like trapped by. So not even trapped, honestly, just like they were losing out, like they were the gambling energy coming up where it was like fleeting happiness. So we have keeping distance on purpose. Moving on, it's working. All thought, no action. In a relationship, but someone else owns their heart. Oh, geez. Future lover. And using their power against you. My camera just cut out because I had too much storage, which I feel like is symbolic. We'll get to that. But then we also have really overthinking. So this is funny because I feel like so much of what this person is focused on right now is like right this second. Like they're really trying to move on, and like it says here, it is working. It's funny that it's keeping distance on purpose. We have really overthinking in a relationship, but someone else owns their heart and using their power against you. In all thought, no action. Because I feel like this is past dynamics that really, really hurt both of you guys. You know, where you felt like, perhaps both of you felt like there was people that kept their distance from you and didn't necessarily like want to give you everything that they felt like they could. And I feel like in a relationship but someone else owns their heart, it's like this person, like maybe you guys have both been cheated on, or maybe you guys have both been in situations where you really had to kind of overthink things. Not that you had to, I guess, but it was just like in your heart you knew that there was something, like your intuition was telling you something, and you really like overthought it. You didn't take action on it, and it came out to be true, you know, that they were using their power against you, and that they were keeping this distance on purpose because they had another heart. They had somebody else in their heart, essentially. You know what I mean? So like hashtag trigger warning for cheating and whatnot, but like that's what I'm kind of seeing as being a wound that you guys are both moving on from. And I feel like it is working in this relationship, and you are finding someone that could be a future lover, could be someone that you see a potential of like embodying this sort of healing energy that you've been working so hard on. And I think that's the goal here, is to find someone that is also healing and that is also seeing that as, you know, their rite of passage to a new situation. Because I feel like that, you know, in a lot of places, I feel like when you're coming out of a situation, you're getting into a new one, it's when you decide that you were healing and you're like, I'm gonna like focus on me, I'm gonna do me, and you both are standing really strongly in your own energies. It's just like there's this tendency to not, I don't know, like I want to say like for you there's a tendency to not look back and like reflect in a positive way, but like something about this person is actually helping that come from you too, which is nice. Like you're realizing like the people that were like this, or the treatment that you got was negative treatment, and that's not like the end all be all for how people are supposed to be treated. Yeah, we have the devil. I was going to say we need to clarify this 10 of Wands a little bit here, because I feel like you are struggling in this connection to really decide the right way for things to go. And like that's where the creative energies of the universe and your mind are kind of working together right now. Yeah, we have Judgment and the Empress. Exactly. You are like able to really get a big picture now of like the way that you want things to go. Maybe not the best, you know, maybe you wanted it with somebody else a lot and it wasn't working out, and you're realizing now like they kept distance on purpose because they had somebody else in mind, and like that thinking energy that brought out of you was actually supposed to bring you to a state of action to realize that you're worth more than that. And waiting that out with somebody else is like a drag. And so when you're in this situation now, I feel like you're thinking a lot about your pride and about not overworking yourself and not taking the littlest amount, you know. And like that is a big thing, because this person, like I said, like maybe they got a lot from people, but like the satisfaction of it was fleeting. Versus with you, like it's almost the opposite, where like you could be really satisfied with not getting a lot. And like that's a very interesting dynamic, you know. You guys kind of advocate for the other side with that, and I think that creates this future lover energy, you know, where you come to terms with the fact that there is other ways of being that can benefit you when you let them show you their kind of creative edge, if you will. So do I have any final things I want to pull? I guess let's pull some more of these. Final messages. We have the Moon. Whoop. We have the Semi-Sextile. And we have the North Node. Okay, I feel like, yeah, they're really, you guys both, I should say, are really allowing yourselves to feel driven by a connection. And I feel like both of you have been really wary about doing that because you see kind of how invested you get and what you'll sort of do to keep kind of like committing to that same spiel, like doing the same thing over and over again because you're like, I'm getting something out of it, I guess. But like, this is changing that, and it's a lot more emotionally driven, and like I said, on that healing journey of like emotional progression towards, you know, allowing good outcomes, allowing the things that you want to happen. And like I said, you're further along on this journey because I think you've been doing it a long time, really focused on kind of creating a good rapport between yourself and the world around you. So this person is coming in, like I said, to play around with that energy in a really good way. Like, and they're going to take a chance on your kind of belief systems about things and like where you sort of feel empowered, and they're going to feel gracious about, like, they're going to be very pleased with the fact that you are able to enlighten them, because I feel like they are someone that, you know, needs that feeling of like things coming together in order to really feel happy. And I think you are going to bring that in a very spicy way. I don't know. I feel like you just have this thing about you that is very much like so creative and so different from what this person is used to. Like, that's really taking the reins here and making this whole thing feel a lot better and making them feel like, oh wow, this is a really good match, and this person's like has really thoughtful ideas, and like, I don't know, they see kind of the arrangement behind how you do things, and they appreciate it. So yeah, that being said though, my group 2, I hope this message resonated and provided some clarity for you. And if it did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe for more readings like this. As always, if you want to book a personal reading with me, check out my website, link down below. You can also check out my Instagram and Twitter and my YouTube channel also for more resources. That being said, I will see you guys in a later video. Peace. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another tarot pick a card reading. In today's reading we are doing a love and relationship overview. So this could be about a specific person in you, or this could be about just general opposing people, or a mix of both. So that being said, let's get into our reading. This is a sample for some private readings that I offer, specifically the love and relationship one. So check that out on my website for more if you want a private reading. But you are coming out as the servant, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart, then using lack of money as an excuse to not move forward with life. And their energy is coming out as shapeshifter, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. We also have projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. You guys got 2 for both of these. So let me place these 2 first. We had the 8th house and the 10th house. And then we have intimacy on your side. And we have guardian on their side. Alrighty. So it's interesting because this was the only reason that I felt like I needed to pause and really like sit with it. And I feel like that is on brand for what is going on with your energy, with opposing energies in general, I say, because it's definitely kind of more of a collective vibe here. But I do feel like there are people that really change up on you and that confuses you. And that is interesting because we have the 8th house and the 10th house connecting us. I was thinking, I'm like, why would these come out together? Because all the other readings there was 2, or there was only 1 card, I should say, for the astro cards at the beginning. So the fact that yours came out with 2, I tried to see, you know, the symbolism behind it, if you will. And 8th house and 10th house being together makes me feel like the slow progression, slow wait, trying to see things transform over time as well. Time is a big 20% battery left too. Time is a big thing here. You know, maybe time is running out when we see with the low battery, or the fact that I took time to sit here and wait and think. So interesting. Right away I'm getting this vibe with guardian and shapeshifter. It made me think, I almost said garden, and it's funny because shapeshifter makes me think of plants and whatnot too. So there's something here with like the people in front of your eyes are changing. You know, nobody in front of you right now I think is showing up for their true colors. And that is really confusing, and maybe that's where you're waiting for the intimacy to occur, because it's like, if you can't really pin someone down, it's hard to really serve their needs. And that, with you being a servant, it's very challenging, I feel like, for you to do your job, you know what I mean? Like, for you to feel like you are completing the task that you were assigned in this life, you know? So you might have significant Virgo or 6th house placements, even 10th house placements. But yes, so there is something very cool to this energy. Cool in the sense of like, nothing is heating up yet. And it's funny that you're coming out with intimacy on your side, because I feel like you seem to get really razzled by people, whereas these people are kind of showing up to give you a glimmer of hope. You know, they're showing up to deliver some sort of idea to you, or transform sort of the path that you're on. And it's funny because I think you are very intrigued by what you're seeing and the people that you're seeing in front of you, but like I said, you can't pin them down, and they're not like sustainable enough to pin down right now. So it's fine that that's working out how it is, and I don't want you to get disengaged by life for that reason, because I feel like this is only furthering your path on life, if that makes sense. So I also was gonna say at the beginning of the reading, it does feel like people are noticing you as someone that has a very serving mentality. You have a serving heart. There's something about you that, you know, like I said, like you take instruction well. And so people that are not leaders or don't have instructions to give are not good meshes for your energy. But that's a lot of the people you're around right now. And it's like, okay, well, what's that hang up? Why? And it's almost like you're coming to terms with the fact that you are leveling up, and the people around you maybe imply that. Maybe there are a lot of people around you that feel like they're too good for you, or that's how you're perceiving it. But that is funny, because it's like they're in your radar. They're on your radar. So you are leveling up if you are even coming in contact with them, if that makes sense. So nobody's better than you around you. That's first and foremost kind of the mindset I want to deliver here. But yeah, you know what? Let's pull some energies out for their side of things. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Again, not in the space to commit. Kind of all over the place. Oop. Yep, we have the Devil and the High Priestess. So the universe is watching over you for right now. They know that there's not substance to be delivered right now from these people. I think that they're in a space where it's giving you insight. 7 of Cups. 3 of Wands. Yes, yes, yes. And the Maiden of Wands. Very interesting. You're coming to terms with the fact that you are no longer the same person you were 6 months ago, 3 months ago, even. Like, you are always, because you're serving this higher narrative about what your life is supposed to be, things alter in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, that is very active work to not only like spiritual energy, but like just very physical manifesting, like by putting work into something. So you're in this mode of really seeing what can come of that. And I feel like I said, just huge transition phase. And I think that's kind of annoying for you right now, honestly, because you're like craving this intimacy, but the intimacy that you're serving is a higher purpose. You know what I mean? Like, there's something here where maybe you're just kind of serving the community, or serving your job, you know, like you're focused more on that right now. And that's where you have to put kind of this intimate energy within you. Maybe spending a lot more time on self-care, or also just focusing on seeing the differences of other people, like very, very much embracing that, you know, there's nothing set in stone right now, and that's kind of delivering a lot of information to you. Now, it's funny that the other energy over here is coming out with the Devil and the High Priestess. I feel like they're really getting a wake-up call about, I don't know, it's like growing up, you know, and realizing that the things that you we're repelled by are things that are good for you. You know, like that's one of the funniest things as an adult. Maybe this is because I have my Saturn in Aries, but like there's been so many things that I'm like, I hate this. That's so cringy. I don't like it. And then give it 30 minutes and I'm all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? This actually isn't that bad. Like the queen of that. So it's just funny to me. And I'm also that kind of person that like says things like sarcastically at first, and then all of a sudden it's like my actual personality. Like the hee hee ha ha, that whole thing. I keep hee hee ha ha all the time. My little nephew even says it now because I keep saying it so much. Like that. That's the kind of vibe that I'm seeing here, where it's like these people kind of fucked around and find out. Like that's the energy that they're in right now, where they like are kind of playing into their, well, I don't know, energy too much, to the point where it's like running into demons and running into obstacles and running into problems that they're like, oh my God, wait a second, I have to change. And like, you're so much more graceful about it. You're somebody that like has just been devoted to this change energy for so long. You know, so you're just like, yeah, this is what I have to do. Like you feel very not entitled to it, but like you know that that's what you have to do. And like you never really challenged that. You've always just kind of accepted it for what it is, whereas other people are not like that. So like, I don't know, you might be running into a lot of people that like defiantly don't want to change, and that shape shifting of it all, of being like, I don't know, pretending like they can and then just being like, yeah, just kidding, I'm not that person. That is going to reap them some very interesting karma, because they're not committing to oh my God, I wanted to say committing to the bit. This is what I mean though. This is what I mean about like fucking around and finding out. Like they have to commit to the bit. They have to commit to whatever they're saying they're going to commit to. And if they're like, ha, hee hee ha ha, I'm going to do this that way, and then all of a sudden they're like doing something else a different way, and now that like the universe is going to check them basically and just be like, no, you can't do that. Now that you said you're doing that, you're doing that. And guess what? It doesn't taste like you thought it would. Like there's something here very enlightening that is going to happen to this person, and it involves you. So let me see what that is. What is this enlightening energy that involves my pile 3? Sexuality, of course. Someone is still figuring themselves out. Yes. Communicate. I've heard something about your sexuality. Put that together. Gold digger. Interesting. So there's something, and then we have divorce, someone else, open up your heart, honeymoon challenges, liar. Okay. I feel like, okay, you guys could be the kind of person that like a lot of people initially start things off with, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, this could go great. This is perfect. But then they realize that you're a lot more humble and like tame than what they might have expected. Like there's something about you that is so well-rounded and just kind of perfect. It's intimidating, but it's like one of those things that it's like, oh my God, yeah, like I want to be associated with this. Like, you know, it's again, the fuck around and find out energy of it all. Like this person really wants to lean, like these people, I should say, really want to lean into this idea that like they could do what you do and be what you could be. And you know, they might talk the talk and walk the walk for a little bit, but something happens to them where they just like they like switch up and they don't feel like adequate or something like that. Let me see. What's this switch up? Instead of fighting for you and fighting for that, they're fighting against themselves. They're feeling like, oh my God, I'm not capable. Because it's funny that this going into this, it's like being really combative and just realizing like, whatever, I'm not going to do anything. You know what? I'm better if I just don't do anything. Like it's realizing that passivity has a hold on people, you know, like ghosting someone has a hold on someone, or, like, I don't know, if they feel like they were like getting too charged by something, it's like, oh no, I'm fighting against myself now. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, exactly. Like they're like, I'm moving on from this. It's not worth my time. But it is worth their time. That's the sad part. These things are worth their time because they're seeing it as, you know, again, the transformation. But you, like I said, have this inferiority thing where like you just feel like you look up at people and you're like, yep, like I would love to be on their level one day. It's crazy that they're talking to me. Like there's part of you that feels like the help to these people. And then on the contrary, these people look at you in that regard of like, God, this person's, you know, more well-rounded than me, or has more drive than me, or like, you know, isn't going through as much as me, which is hilarious because I feel like you're always going through stuff, but you just handle it a lot better than a lot of people. But I don't know, there's something about this person that manipulates their mind a little bit, or these people, I should say, that manipulate their mind a little bit and kind of validate their new path. And like, you know, if the gold digger energy is funny to me because I always say like, this card really initially like is off-putting because you hear gold digger, you immediately think like, oh, it's a girl that's going after a guy's money. But there's something here that I think is different in a lot of ways, because as I've seen this card be read out, actually, it's oftentimes people that just want a prize next to them. So this person might have thought out like, oh, I'm gonna get this like person as a prize. Like people might think, oh, I'm gonna get this person as a prize. Come to find out there's a lot more work that goes into it, because you have to be spiritually evolved in order to be with someone like you who is on that like aligned trajectory of like what they're doing physically and what they're doing spiritually are really aligned. So like there's something here where this person's like getting repelled back because of this, and like gets defensive and flip-flops and becomes a different person, kind of invalidates you and makes you feel like you are not the prize that you are. You know, there's this kind of like perplexity that happens here, and I think it's just immaturity on their part of not really owning this new start that they have kind of given to them. It's very ego driven, but it's not necessarily like you, and that's why these people are not given longevity in your life. You know, you have to earn that, and I feel like that's why things go apart. And you might find yourself struggling with the fact that these people seem to move on to other people, but it's not necessarily that they are in a better position with those other people. You know what I mean? Like there's something here where I think these people have a lot more baggage that they're carrying, because they're not really shedding any of these skins or leaving behind what is actually like the problem. Like they only leave behind things that just seem like too much, you know. It's like a stressor for no reason. We have staff. You will be taken care of in difficult time. Yeah, these people are repelled from you for a good reason. Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Yeah, that's the thing, is like you might think that these people coming into your life might solve problems, and then you realize like these people have their own problems in different forms. Like it's not like they are the matched made in heaven type energy, and you are being kind of saved from their bullshit. Yeah, great worry about over nothing. So I feel like, yeah, you might, I don't know, like I said, you level your worth, your status. You're like, am I where I'm at, where I'm supposed to be at in life? And like maybe these people get the ball rolling for you in a motivational type way, and that is kind of the intimacy that builds with your, you know, path when it comes to career and, like I said, your spiritual assignments. But at the end of the day, this person is not like, I don't know, this person's kind of these people are teaching you how to weaponize your own power. You know what I mean? Like weaponize, like you're protected by just who you are and what you do. And there's something about that really stands strong against these people. So like I said, you might feel like you're repelling people, but really it's saving you a lot of great worry over nothing, essentially. We have April coming out. In Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So maybe there were certain things that happened in April. That was maybe like the last time certain things happened, or there was developments or something like that. But April also really reminds me of this time of transformation and being able to uncover kind of new growth in situations. And maybe that was a change in perspective is what happened for you in April, is like you were able to realize like, you know what, this is not gonna be this way forever. Life isn't gonna be this way forever. But the reason why life is what it is now is because like I said, of this protection. And I know that is so annoying when you want intimacy, but you're going to get it in a different way, and you're going to feel it in a different way, and that's going to change what intimacy is for you overall, which is a good thing. So let's see. Some messages here. We have, they will take action towards you. People online. Sister. Reconciliation. And talking about you good. Oop. This one right here. Friend. In a relationship, but someone else owns their heart. Okay, interesting. So this is funny because in a relationship, but someone else owns their heart, I feel like this is all these people that are kind of moving on, realizing that they have really positive feelings towards you. And that, again, erupts some type of like confusion about the path that they took and what that meant, you know. But that is not your path to really consider, you know. I feel like if the people are meant to come back in your life, they will reach out to you again. There will be reconciliation. But right now it feels like there are a lot of people talking about you, specifically online. You know, friends, if you have a sister as well, there's a lot of people that are taking you into account. And like I said, the intimacy you're building is on a higher scale, where there's people that you don't even know that are paying attention to you and who you are and what you represent. And I think there's a lot of people actually that are maybe, like I said, in other like commitments or something. Maybe there's other people that are very committed to their job as well that see you as someone that could take them away from that, and vice versa. Like there, you know, and that's maybe the forward progression that we're seeing of relationships for you, is you're going to realize that now that you're on this mode of operation of keeping the ball rolling, you're going to find other people that are like that. But like, it's going to feel really special when they take away when they stop the ball from rolling, essentially. And then they're going to be like, you know what, actually, like, I would like to do this with someone else. I would like to be with someone else. I would seek this intimacy, because we do have intimacy here as well with the 8th house, but for some reason the intimacy is being guided in a kind of interesting way. So I do see obviously messy situations with this being like in a relationship but someone else owns their heart, so that could be relevant. You know, obviously if you're in a third party situation, you'll know it, but it does seem to like point at a difference in initiative when it comes to how people see you in the near future, because I think they're going to recognize, like I said, that this path that you're on is a lot more of like a stairs rather than like these other people's path, which have been a lot of like windy, like untrimmed trails. Like they're not, you know, like they're kind of in the woods and not able to really see things for all of that they are. And you have a map, like you're aware. So it's confusing energies, but it feels like in the future things will be coming together and they will be taking action. Somebody will be taking action from the past, probably someone that has been watching you online. And yeah, I feel like they are really starting to reconcile with this positive energy that you seem to bring into things by having this sort of forward focus and work-minded attitude, you know, like you're not taking it very, like you take things seriously, but you're not taking it as like a burden. Like you're like, this is just a new responsibility for me. And yeah, I don't know, like I said, that is like kind of the guidance that these people need, even if they get kind of perplexed by it, if that makes sense. They fight with it and fight with you, maybe make you feel like you're not exactly what you are. So I don't know, guys, I feel like, you know, like I said, the people in your life are not always going to be the people that are in there right now. And there is a big change that's happening. And you might realize that, I don't know, maybe there's going to be a lot of relationship breakups that happen around you soon. And the availability of the people around you is going to change. And you're going to see a lot more options out there that give you a lot more fun ideas for the future and what kind of path, like I said, that you have for yourself in terms of relationships and love. So yeah, that being said, I hope this message resonated and gave you clarity, group 3. And if it did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more intuitively channeled messages like this one. Otherwise, I'm going to skedaddle, and I'll see you guys in a later video. Peace.